Hello, my name is Timothy Cheek, and today I'll be showing my Unity project for the class Emerging Technologies for Mobile Games. First, I will show a demo of my game on the tablet, and then afterward I will go through with my features and explain how in the code how I did it. Please enjoy. So the three questions for this Unity project, four actually. I'd say this project wasn't extremely hard. I had to go back and remember how to do some of the things in Unity. I've used Unity in the past for other school projects I had to do, so that wasn't as complicated. Learning how to access certain parts of the mobile device was a little challenging, but wasn't extremely hard. The material I learned, I'd say it met my expectations for the class. It taught me how to use Unity to create a game for the mobile devices. I think that the topics that we went over in this first half of this class will be useful in the future for me. Unity is a strong tool, and so I can see it being really useful for future projects that I might have. And here's the code for my intro menu. All I did was create a box, and then I created a button. And when you click that button, you go to the main menu. Next is the main menu. All I did in the main menu was create another box, and I added two buttons to go to the first level, to go to the actual game, or to exit the game. Okay, and now to the game. I did for the actual player, the cube, on every update, I just grab the input for, I set the touch to simulate a mouse. So when you touch it, it's like a mouse click. I grab the collider box. And so I grab mouse input, the mouse button down to grab where the touch clicked at. I just used the mouse and set the simulate mouse with touches for testing. It was easier to do. And so I just grabbed the position on screen space, the screen point, and then I convert it into an array. And if this ray hits any object, it will give me the position. I put a quad in the back of the scene so that it would hit that, and so I could get an accurate position. Then I just grab the player's position. I make sure that the touch was within the bounds of the player, and if so, I check to see if the last frame, the touch was still on the player. If it is, then I translate to the new position, which is the position minus the new position minus the player's position, and I just translate by that much. If not, I just set that to true, my bool to true, and then the next frame it would then translate the player. And if the touch was not within the box, was outside of the player, I just set my boolean to false. Now for enemies, I use the accelerometer to actually move the enemies so it can help you out. I grab the input acceleration for X and Y. I don't move on the Z at all, and then I normalize. If it's greater than 1, I normalize it. Multiply it by delta time just so it's slower. And then as long as if the direction and everything's the same, I don't do anything. But if it's not, I translate it. I reset the input of the axis, just so all the inputs reset, so I can get the new one afterward. For GPS, I had trouble figuring out what to put for what to actually do with it. So I thought if I set the color of the game, like a tone of the game, the color, based on the location. So altitude would be your red, longitude is used for green, and latitude is used for blue. I take those and I normalize them, and then I set the texture to that vector. And then after I grab the data, I stop the data. I stop the input for the location, so I don't waste the battery of the device. Now for finding out if I do a collision check to see if the ball, the sphere that the player is pushing, if it hits the capsule, I move you to the win screen, and if you hit an enemy, I move you to the lose screen. If the ball hits the enemy, you go to the lose screen. Now for the win screen, I just create a box and I put that you won in it, and then I create a button to go back to the main menu. And I use onGUI onGUI function to do this. And the lose menu is the same. I just create a box, put text in the box saying that you lost, and then put you back to the main menu.